I don't know how sensitive the microphone is. If you can hear the ticking of any of the clocks. The silence is to the point of, the pinging, that white noise that we talk about, we hear. Not what people that suffer from that, what is it? Tinnitus, the ringing in their ears. But that white noise background, it's really quiet. If I could stop talking for a second, maybe we both could hear it. Okay, let's try. It's nice where I'm at in my life path, my journey. I'm kind of what do you call in the catbird seat. I can afford to hit the slow lane, do 53 if I want to. Watch the wage earners hurrying home from work, driving home from work like bats out of hell or whatever. And I'd be like, being self-employed for as long as I have, it's always Monday. I was convicted of that by somebody once, Bill, it's always Monday for you, isn't it, John? I'm like, yeah, okay, guilty. Damn AAs. We are sensitive people. We can see each other. Yeah, he's a member of the fellowship. He called me out. I worked hard, man. But I'd be out there driving, and the proverbial, 3:30, 4 o'clock in the afternoon, outside, back bumper to bumper, people breaking their necks to get away from the District of Columbia to the suburbs. And I'd be like watching them, brake lights and tailgate. And it's like, it's Indian Highway, okay? You're not going anywhere. God bless them. They've been trying to put overpasses in. Oh, it's so cute. And I'd be like, yeah, you on your time now. That's right. Fuck the man. You walk out with a couple of office pens, too. And maybe just a couple of little other things to put in your pocket, make yourself feel good. You on your time now. That's right. Working for the man. Having to go down there and trade your life away for money. Gotta be a better way. Somebody bring in the UBI. I think we all need universal basic income. I think you should be paid just for, that's right, for existing. Yep. That's the way it is in nature. That's the way nature does it. If you're a little baby bird and you're born, it's a paradise life. It's short because you're a bird. You're not going to live but a couple, 2-3 years, but it's perfect. Nothing bad will ever happen to you because it's perfect. No snakes or bigger birds. Wunderbar. It's Eden. That and some UBI, you'd be good to go. I want to touch on the, do I want to touch on that? Yeah, briefly, as it does link to a prior where Goddaddy confused me, kind of like the Tower of Babel, only not Babel, tomatoes, whatever. And you know how, because you'll hear me struggle with Goddaddy, and he'll put stuff in my head. Not really, probably. They're my own thoughts, if I'm being honest. And then I'm so stoned, it's like my short term sucks so bad unless I go scribble it down. By the time I get back to it, it's gone. But I'm going to try and blame him. Oh, yeah. Easy. I have no fear of reciprocity. No fear of retribution. He chooses to remain silent so often. You know what I mean? So, It's my show. This is my show. So, yeah, quick aside, it is my belief that the Ten Commandments were handed down to me, and I've been taught this by others of the clergy. It is my belief that the Ten Commandments were handed down to me, not as a guide to live my life by, because the God of my understanding knows that there's no way I can keep it. And that is why he gave us the Ten Commandments. That's why he gave them to me, to show me how much I needed him. I'll wait. And I wanted to fill that in on the George and the cubicle thing, because that's what I was wrestling with in a prior story. There was so much flowing through my brain at that moment I couldn't keep it all. And a brief aside to the Ten Commandments. As it was imparted to me, it made terrible sense, so I've never forgotten it. Because I don't believe that the God of my understanding is a cruel God. Why would it give me a list of rules to keep that it knew I couldn't ever possibly hope to keep? See? So if you think about it like that, I think you might be a little bit more apt to lean towards possibly being given the Ten Commandments as a nanny boo-boo by God. Look what you can't do. Seemingly simple things, 10 little simple rules, you can't keep them. Look how pathetic you are. You need me in your life. I got like these aluminum cans. Oh man, I'm saving them. Because I'm thinking one day, it's economies of scale, okay? If I'm going to start to melt this aluminum down, ladling off the slag from, the lithograph paint of all these, okay, I've been known to drink a couple of energy drinks each day, okay? I'm thinking maybe in another 3 or 4 years I should have enough bags out there, because I crush them, conservation of energy. Only in this case, space, not the one above your head, but just, height, width, and depth. And I was thinking one day I was gonna go all in and, buy some serious, liquid propane, whatever. Get that smelter going, and just like melt all this aluminum. And of course I'd have to have the sand cast ready, and you just pour like this aluminum calf. This aluminum calf, as big as I could make it. That'd probably get expensive. Where are you going to get a mold or a form for that? Unless you call an artist out, because I'm not an artist. So how would you do it? And then if you cast this big aluminum calf and put it in my front yard and then spray paint it Krylon gold, because that usually holds up pretty well. I thought about doing that, just because. We sat in the Bob Evans. That was our restaurant. Her and her mother used to go there. She looked at me, and she had that devilish little twinkle in her eyes, like that of a little girl. And before she even spoke, I knew there was a barb coming. And she said, "You're not going to like this." Oh, the poem, Patricia. The triangle that she enjoyed creating for drama's sake. said, "You're not going to like this." As she shoved her estranged husband back into, well, up my ass. Again. I tried. I helped her get off the medication because the side effects were so bad. This was pre-change. She was in her early. I know it comes at different times. I mean, the night sweats were so bad, she'd have to wear articles of clothing to bed just so she could change them midnight, mid-sleep, put on the clothes. That's what we're talking about. And yeah, I think that was from the medicine, the drugs she had to take for her disposition. I helped her get off those. I did, carefully. I remember saying to her, "Be you." I saw what the drugs did to her. They're powerful. I said, "Be you." And I knew the whole time that I was telling her that I was cutting my own throat. What little chance I had to stay in this relationship would be ended by that. I hid from her. I hid my power from her. To be with her. I remember her asking. I remember asking her to wrap a gift, a pendant that I had purchased for my Russian fiance. Yeah, don't get your honey where you get your money. Do not get your honey where you get your money. Yeah, I made her rap that. She was always a good rapper. She'd get a lot of things. And I thought as she was rapping it, "You're not gonna like this." But you see, by that point, I had already gone through the door, and I had shut the door behind me. I had given up. I had resigned my position in that relationship, as I knew I could never win. Yeah. I knew as I made her wrap that gift for my next trip to St. Petersburg, I knew she didn't like it. And we were even in my book. I took no joy out of it. No, nothing. I only wanted to rub her nose in her own shit. Say, "Here, this is what you do. This is how it affects people. You already know this. You already know this. You do it anyway. And so I'm going to remind you of it." Because much like the evil Sith Lord, only now do you see my full power.